This video is a little bit longer as it shows you the finishing touches you need to complete your PowerPoint. So at the very end of the PowerPoint here, I'm putting in a text box to say bibliography, because really you should start to show where you got all your information from. So here I'm able to put in some links to the internet to show a lecture or to show my classmates where my research came from. And there's two ways you can do this. You can type in the address, or you could copy and paste it from the web, and then usually when you finish you click the enter key and it comes up with a line underneath it and it's a live hyperlink, so it will take somebody to the website. I'm not attached to the internet, so I think that's why it hasn't worked. So I have to go up to insert and hyperlink, and then I have to put the address in here again as well. So if I just type that in there, then it'll come up. I've got my address there and I can say OK. And now you can see it's changed colour and it has that line underneath it. And I've realised that I've missed that bit out, so I can just add a little bit into the address there and type it in. And then if we were in a slideshow, someone could click on that link and they would get to that website. The other option you can do, which looks a little bit kind of cleaner, is just to put in the name of the website or the organisation or the book that you were reading, whatever it was, and then make a hyperlink there. So the people don't see the actual web address, they just click on the name. So same process, highlight it up to hyperlink, and then that'll be the text that the watcher sees or the viewer sees, and then down here will be the actual web address. So you could type that in there. If it was a really long web address, typing it in would be a bit difficult, so probably in that case you would have to right click and say paste here. So it would just depend. If it's kind of a short address, it's easy enough, but otherwise right click and paste. And then when you say OK, here you can see that it's changed colour and it's got a line underneath, but we can't see the www address for that one. So here we are in slideshow, and then you know it's worked because that little hand type arrow comes up and you're seeing the web address there. So if somebody clicked on it, it would take them to that exact site. So again, that's a really helpful thing that you can do in PowerPoint. Up to the very start here, we need to be checking our spelling and making sure that that's right. So up in review and spelling here, PowerPoint will do a complete spell check for us. And when it finds a word that it's not too sure about, what it'll do is it'll highlight the word where it appears, and then up here on the right it'll rewrite it here for you, and underneath it'll give you a suggestion of what it thinks you should do. So either you can ignore the suggestion or you can change it. If you want to hear the word said, you've got that little hear thing, and then this is a definition of the word. So I'm going to change for that one. I've also spelt photos wrong here, and I've spelt it so wrong that PowerPoint isn't able to pick up the correct spelling. See, that list isn't right there at all. So I need to say ignore, and then remember to go in and change it myself. So always really good to be checking your spelling and your grammar before you do a presentation. It won't pick up on names, so things like buzzwords, names like that, your own name, sometimes it won't pick up on those. So the other thing to have a look at, down at the very bottom here, you have this little tag called notes, and when you click on it, you get this little area under here. So at the bottom of the screen you can see I'm typing away here, hi, my name is Zoe. So these notes won't be seen by the person watching your PowerPoint, but you can print these notes off and have them in your hand to just keep you going with what you're going to say. Because sometimes when you're doing a talk you can lose your place and you can kind of blank out in your mind a bit and you don't know what to talk about. So it's really helpful when you're making your PowerPoint to keep these notes down here, just reminding you of what you want to say. So I've put, hi, my name is Zoe, and this is my presentation on my photo portfolio. I took art and design this year at level 5 and completed a unit on photography using images from my own life. So if you go up to File and Print, I'll show you a couple of different options for printing off your slides. So you can have this option, you print all of the slides, or you can literally just print a certain slide that you want, or a certain range of slides. You don't need to have the whole thing. Further down here you've got different layouts. So this one, full page slides, is what you've got here. So each slide is getting its own A4 page. But you've also got the option of having this one, notes pages. So if we click on that, you can see I've got my picture of the slide, but those notes I was typing up that you saw before, they've arrived underneath here. So this would be really helpful if I was doing a talk, because I could have this as my sheets in my hand and just keep glancing down and having a look at my notes. And you can do your notes in kind of full sentences, as I've done here. But you could also do, like in this one, just a couple of little points, a few words to remind you of something. So it doesn't have to be really long notes, and doesn't have to be notes on every slide either. So it just depends what would suit you. The other option you've got when you're printing is you can also put more than one picture on a page. So 2 slides means we've got 2 slides put to each A4 sheet here. And you can also up that and have maybe 3, even 4. So that's quite an efficient thing if you're limited on your paper or you're making little flashcards for revising for a test, then having 4 to a page that you cut out might be quite useful. Your other thing that you can do is change the orientation. So this is as though we're printing on landscape orientation, but if you go further down the page, you would be able to change that to be portrait. So if I click on here and click portrait, then we've got it this way around. What you might have seen sometimes at school and college is this one, these slides where you get the slide on the left and you get some writing space on the right hand side. So if you were doing handouts for a talk, that might be an option that you want to do.